This conference will now be recorded.
Now, so in the previous session, we have discussed about the where class and the adding the various conditions to the where class and passing the values to the where class at runtime also we have discussed. Along with that, we have discussed about the dynamic SQL query. How can we implement the dynamic SQL query also we have discussed. And then along with that, we have discussed about the in operator also, how can we use that now. So now let's see the one more important operator, that is like operator. As part of implementations, in most of the cases, we are using this like operator. What is this like operator basically? Like operator is used to fetch the similar kind of information from the object. As of now, we are fetching some records from the object. How? By adding some condition, like as where industry equals to some finance. Then it is going to be collecting only those account records whose industry equals to finance. Other accounts it won't fetch. It will fetch only those account records whose industry equals to finance. Suppose I'm indicating the condition like as where rating value is equals to some heart. So now sometimes I'm indicating where the customer name is equals to some Ram Kumar. Ram Kumar. So we are entering the complete details in order to map that condition, so that please compare this field value with this particular string value, and then whatever the records are available which are matching this condition, please return those records. But in some cases, I don't know the complete name of that customer. Simply, I know that his name is starting with Ram. His name is starting with Ram, but I don't know his name is what exactly his complete name. It may be Ram Kumar, it may be Ramana, it may be so now Ramesh, whatever I don't know, but his name is starting with the RAM, Ram. After that, what we have, I don't know. I'm not able to recollect that. I'm able to remember that his name is starting with Ram. After that, what we have, I don't know. In this case, what I want to do, I want to fetch all the records whose name is starting with some Ram. Then how can we fetch? So that means what? I want to fetch all the account records whose name is starting with Ram. Then from that one, I would like to pick up what exactly the record I would like to contact. So that here I'm fetching some similar kind of information. I'm not getting exact information, I'm getting similar kind of information. In this case, if you want to fetch some similar kind of information, we are using the help of like operator, where we can use, instead of using this particular equality here we can able to specify like. That means where name like Ram. That means please collect all the customers information whose name is looking like as Ram. After that, it may be having some characters. We'll see how to specify these conditions exactly. So, like operator is used to fetch the similar kind of information from the object based on the specified expression, based on the specified format. Okay, based on the specified expression, whatever the similar kind of records are available, I would like to fetch all the similar kind of records from the object through like operator. Now, whenever we are using like operator should be always used along with where class. Instead of using equality here, I would like to use like operator. Because I don't know the exact value. If I know the exact value, I will use equality operator to map that condition. But I don't know the exact value. At that time, we are using like operator. Now, so in this case, now let's see. Now, Like operator is used to fetch the similar kind of information from the object based on the specified expression, or format. Now, the like operator should be always used along with the where clause. Like operator should be always used along with the where clause. So always this like operator should be used with the help of the where clause only. Without the where clause, we can't use like operator. In operator also we have to use along with where clause only. Now, so what is the syntax of this one? Now let's see practically. The syntax is, we can specify SOQ query, and then we can specify where, column name, like, we can specify expression. Here we have to specify the expression. That means we are fetching the data based on the specified expression or format. Then how to prepare this expression? Whenever if you want to prepare the expression, this expression should be prepared with the help of wildcard characters. Whatever the expression that I'm using, that it reflects the similar kind of information, that expression should be prepared with the help of wildcard characters. Now, so we need to prepare the expression by using wildcard characters. We have to prepare the expression with the help of wildcard characters. We have to prepare the expression with the help of wildcard characters. Then what wildcard characters are available inside your Apex programming as part of SOQ query? Now let's see. Now, Apex provides the below wildcard characters to be used in SOQ. Apex provides the below wildcard characters to be used in SOQ queries. Inside these SOQ queries, we are using the various wildcard characters. Then what are the various wildcard characters that we are using as part of these SOQ queries? Now let's see practically in this case. Now, the first one. The first one is percentage symbol. The first one is percentage. Percentage is representing 0 or more characters. It represents 0 or more characters. Okay, percentage represents 0 or more characters. Like for example, I'm indicating RA percentage. That means what? It will fetch all the records, okay, all the words whose name is starting with the word RA. It will fetch all the words whose name is starting with RA. Like for example, Ram, Ramesh, Ram Kumar, Ramana, Rajesh, Rakesh, like that. So whatever the names are available, whose name is starting with the character, some RA, it will fetch all those information here. Now, for example, I'm indicating this question like this: percentage. Okay, Kumar. So I'm indicating that. What is this percentage? Starting it may be having n number of characters also, but it should ends with Kumar. So it will fetch all the real votes. Fetch all the votes whose name is ending with Kumar. Like for example, Ram Kumar, Rakesh Kumar, Suresh Kumar, like that. So whatever the votes are available, whose name is ending with the word Kumar, it will fetch that information. That possibility is available. Now, sometimes I'm indicating percentage RA percentage. In this case, what happened? It will fetch all the words whose name contains the word RA. Okay, it will fetch all the words whose name contains the word RA. That means whatever the names are available which contains the word RA, those names will be getting written to the code. It fetch all the words whose name contains characters R. Now, it will be fetching all these words whose name contains the word characters and R. Like for example, it will be fetching that Ram Kumar. It may be starting, it may be ending, it may be middle also over here. Okay, now I'm indicating. Okay, Prakash. But in this case, what happened? RA is available over here. Okay, it will fetch in the middle also. And then and after that, you will be having that information, Rajesh. Ranjan, like that. Whatever the names are available or whatever the words are there, which contains that characters RA, that may be starting, that may be middle, that may be ending also, wherever it may be, it will fetch all those information. So in this case, in order to fetch some similar kind of information from the object, we are using this expressions. This is the first wildcard character. Second one is underscore. 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 What it represents, underscore represents only one character. Represents only one character. So percentage represents a 0 or more characters, and then underscore represents only one character. Now, in this case, it is going to be representing, okay, only one character. These are the two wildcard characters will be supporting by the SOQL queries. So SOQL query will support only these two wildcard characters. First one is percentage, which represents 0 or more characters. Second one is underscore, which represents only one character. These are the two wildcard characters which will be supporting by Salesforce as part of associable points. Then how can we use this one? Now let's see practically in this case. Let me show you with some practical examples. Now, let's take a small use case. Write an Apex program to fetch all the account records whose name is starting with the specified characters at runtime. Whose name is starting with the specified characters at runtime. I will pass some characters. It may be one character, two characters. Suppose if I'm passing A, it has to display all the records whose name is starting with A. Like for example, when you go to your Salesforce instance, let me show you that practically. So now when you go to your Salesforce instance, suppose for example, I'm having some accounts. Get all the accounts. Now here it is indicating, okay, the characters. So when I click on B, it is fetching only those records whose name is starting with the character B. How it is fetching? Because of like operator only, nothing else. Suppose if I'm selecting that like as R, it is fetching only those records whose name is starting with R. If I'm selecting like as U, it is collecting only those accounts whose name is starting with U. How? Because of this like operator only. Nothing different. Based on one starting character, if you're fetching something, then it's because of like operator. Simple concept. Now, so now I would like to prepare a small use case which is used to fetch all the account records whose name is starting with the character based on the specified characters. Based on the specified characters, I would like to collect all the account records information. Okay, now how can we do that? We'll see practically in this case. Now, so let's take a small example. Let me prepare that. Let me open that class which we have prepared in the past. So I would like to prepare this. Public static void get similar accounts. Get similar accounts. Or get accounts by search text. For example, I'm indicating. I'm passing the search text over. String starting chars. So now here I'm going to be passing one parameter. That means I will pass some character. It may be A, B, C, it may be RA, whatever. I don't know what I will pass. I will pass dynamically at runtime. Depends upon that characters, whatever the records are available, whose name is starting with those characters, it has to fetch those records to you. How can we do that? Now let's see. Now, first of all, we have to verify whether this parameter is having the value or not. This is the first thing you have to do. Upon fetching the data based on some parameter, you have to check whether this parameter is having the value or not. If starting chars is not equals to null and starting chars not equals to empty. That means if the parameter value is not null and not empty. If the parameter value is not null and not empty, then what we can do? We need to collect that values over here. Now, so now here in this case, for example, if I'm passing the values like some RA, what we need to do? I need to collect the records whose name is starting with RA. So I want to add percentage symbol here. So for that one, how can we do that? Now let's see practically. So in this case, I'm indicating starting chars plus equals to percentage. I'm adding the percentage symbol here with these characters. What are the characters you may pass? Based on that, I would like to add the percentage symbol over. Now, so I would like to prepare that associable query here. List of account, LST accounts equals to, I'm fetching the data. Select ID of the account, name, rating, industry, annual revenue, add to status from account, where name like we can specify starting char. That's it. Simple. What are the expression where name like starting chars? Nothing but inside this particular parameter variable, whatever the characters are available, based on that characters, I would like to fit the similar kind of information. That's what I'm using like operator. So this is a variable. So to place this variable value dynamically at runtime in this place, to substitute this value, I'm using dynamic assignment, that is by using colon. And then I can able to fetch the records here. Now, for each and every account record, ACC from the collection. Remaining story will be same, no change inside this. Now, so I'm going to be indicating this. No. So now here I'm collecting this account record, and then I'm going to be representing this account record over here. So I want to display that account record, okay, on my debug log file. So that here I'm going to be using system.debug account record is, this is the account record over here. So what are the account records are available which are having the name starting with the specified characters, we can able to fetch those records. Then how can we invoke this method? Now let's see. Let's go to that execute anonymous window. I'm indicating this method. Okay, now get accounts by such a text. I need to pass that characters over here. So what characters I would like to specify? I'm indicating like as some BU. I'm passing two characters here BU. So whatever the account records are there whose name is starting with the characters BU, it will collect. Click on search. Let's see the results. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is indicating there is only one record is there whose name is starting with the character some BU. It will be fetching that record over here. Suppose, for example, I'm passing this value. I'm passing this one. I'm passing the character some U, only one character. I don't know records. Maybe there may not be there. I don't know that. Click on execute. Let's see the results. Select that debug only checkbox. It is indicating that we have 4 records are available inside my account object whose name is starting with the character some UBN. I have passed the character as U. It is getting those records based on that start. Suppose, for example, I'm indicating that R. What are the records are available whose name is starting with the character R? I want to fetch it. Select the debug only checkbox. It is indicating empty, nothing but no records are available. For example, I'm passing this character like some yes. Click on execute. It will fetch those records whose name is starting with the character some yes. Select the debug only. We have these records are available, like starting with yes, yes force, sample test, sample the sharing rule account, and then sharing the sample test account to 1, 2, 3, 4, like a Sham Kumar sample test like that. It is going to be indicating all this information. Suppose, for example, if I'm passing the value some sample, when you click on execute, whatever the records are there, whose name is starting with the character, some sample, only those records will be getting returned. So it is fetching only those records whose name is starting with the characters sample. So that here we can able to fetch the data from that object also based on that specified characters. That possibility is available to you. This is how we can able to fetch the similar kind of information from the object. Let me place this code inside your document.
Feroz, your screen is not working.
It is showing, right?
For me, it is
Yes, yes.
showing.
Please check your network connections.
Yes, Feroz.
So these are the various classes that we can use as part of this SOQL queries in order to fetch the data from your object. Now, so now we'll see the one more new feature, DML statements. DML statements. So what exactly the DML statements, you know, already as part of admin also, you know that how to perform the DML operations. Basically, DML stands for what? DML stands for data manipulation language. DML stands for data manipulation language. Data means what? Records. Data means records. Manipulation means what? Managing the records. Nothing but managing means inserting records, updating records, deleting the records, and then upsetting the records. All these operations, undelete, all these things. So whenever if you want to manage the records inside your object through programming, we need a language that is called as DML. So DML statements are used to perform the operations on the object records. What object records? Salesforce object records. It may be standard, it may be custom. You know that. Combination of both the standard objects and custom objects in Salesforce are called as yes objects. Yes objects means Salesforce objects. Already you know as part of your admin concept itself. So when coming to the DML statements are used to perform certain operations on your object records through programmatically. Through Apex programming, we can perform some operations on your object records. That possibility is available through DML statements. Now, so by using DML statements, we can perform the operations on one or more records at a time through Apex programming. Through Apex programming, we can perform the operations on one or more object records in one shot. Like previously, by using the tabs also, we can manage the records. We can create the records, update the records, delete. We can delete the records, we can undelete the records, we can perform all the operations. But the problem is we can perform the operation on only one record at a time. But in few cases, I want to perform the operations on the multiple records in one shot. Okay, I want to perform the operations on the multiple records in one shot. Now, so in this case here, whenever if you want to perform the operations on the multiple records in one shot, we are using the help of DML statements. Now, by using DML statements, we can perform insert, update, delete, and delete, upsert, and merge operations. Operations on the object records. We can perform all these operations. These operations are comes under DML. Generally, if anybody is aware of database, as part of database, DML statements means only 4, like insert, update, delete, and then select. These 4 are comes under DML as part of database. But in Salesforce, the select statement is not comes under DML. Select statement is separate. Okay, select statement is a separate statement over here. Select statement is a separate statement. Now, so now here in this case, so upon performing this DML operations on your object records through programming, we have 2 ways. Okay, we have 2 ways are available in Salesforce to perform the DML operations on your object records. First one by using DML statements. Second one by using database class methods. Database is a ready-made class which has been given by Salesforce by default, which contains the various methods to interact with the database objects. To interact with the database.com, to connect to your database objects, and to perform the various operations, whatever the features are required, all the features are available inside this database class. So database is a ready-made class which has been given by Salesforce, which contains a set of ready-made methods to be used to interact with the database and to perform certain operations on your object record. So all the DML operations we can perform on those object records by using this DML statements. Now, in this case,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
So the data loader use DML statements?
Yes, data loader also will be doing the DML statements, like as insert, update, delete, and then we are going to be using that operations upsert. These are comes under DML statements. Along with it is having select statement also is available, like as export, export all. These 2 are comes under select statement as well. Okay.
Sir, if you're already using these things in admin, then why are you doing programming for this?
Now, because here, as part of this programming, sometimes I want to update the record dynamically at runtime. Every time I can't operate the data loader. Every time I can't export the record, make the changes, save it back into the database. I can't do. So for that reason, through programmatically, it has to do automatically over here. And that too, data loader is having the capability to update the records up to 50 lakhs. But Apex programming is having the capability to update the records up to 5 crore records, 50 million records you can process. Not only 5 million, 50 million records you can process in one shot through Apex programming. Through programmatically, we can do all the operations. But data loader will not be performing any undelete operation. But DML statements will do that. Data loader will not perform any merge operation, but DML statements will do that. Through programming, we can do these operations, okay, with the help of programmatically. We can merge some multiple duplicate records also, that possibility is there. But data loader can't do all these things. Data loader is to perform simply some basic import and export operations. But I want to check some logics over there. Based on the logic through programmatically, automatically I want to update some records. Automatically I want to delete some records. Automatically I want to make some records. In this case, we can go with that programmatical part. Data loader won't work. Data loader is a manual process. We have to sit in front of the system, use the data loader, connect to your Salesforce, export the records, make the changes, update it back to the database. We have to do it manually, but through programmatically, automatically, I want to execute with the help of Apex programming. Okay, clear, madam?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So in this case, we can perform the DML operations with the below two ways. First one, by using DML statements. Second one, by using database class methods. Whenever if you want to perform the DML operations on your object records, okay, whenever if you want to perform the operations on your DML operations on your object records, we have two ways are available. Okay, we have two ways are available. First one is by using DML statements. Second one by using database class methods. First one is by using DML statements. Second one by using database class methods. Now how can we perform the DML operations? What are the various DML statements are available? So now as part of this Apex programming, Apex provides the below DML statements. We have the DML statements like insert, update, delete, undelete, insert, merge. These are the 6 DML statements are available as part of your Apex programming. These are the 6 DML statements are available. Insert, update, delete, undelete, insert, merge. These are the 6 DML statements are available as part of your Apex programming language. Now, the similar kind of operation we can do with the help of database class methods also. Now, database is a ready-made class which has been given by Salesforce to connect to that Salesforce objects, and we can perform the various operations. By using this database class, we can connect to that Salesforce object through programmatically, and we can perform the various DML operations on your object records. Then, so now here in this case here, what are the various methods are available as part of this database class? Now, by using database class methods, we can interact with the Salesforce objects through programmatically, through programming, and we can perform all the DML operations on the bulk records at a time. We can perform the DML operations on the bulk records at a time. Database class provides the below methods. What are the various methods are available now? Let's see. Database.insert, database.update method, database.delete method, database.undelete method, database dot upset method, database dot merge method, database dot empty recyclable method, database dot empty recyclable method. Like that, we are having the various methods are available which are used to perform the DML operations on your object. So whenever you are performing the DML operations on your object records, we have two ways are available. First one is DML statements. Second one, database class methods. Then you can raise a question, sir, what is the difference? Why Salesforce has given two? Whenever I'm using this DML statements to perform the operations, DML statements will be performing the operation as it is, but it is having some drawbacks. DML statements are having some drawbacks. So to avoid those drawbacks, we are using the help of database class methods. What are the drawbacks are available in the DML statements we'll see during the programming practically, and then how to avoid those problems with the help of database class methods we'll see. Because it's a common question in every interview, difference between insert statement and database dot insert method. Both are for same purpose. This insert statement also will insert the record, insert method also will insert the record. And what is the difference between these two? We have few differences are available, we'll see during the programming. During the practical concept, we'll see what exactly the differences between insert statement and database dot insert method. Okay. So now here in this case, whenever we are using this DML statements as part of your Apex programming, Salesforce has given some governor limits. Salesforce has given few governor limits. Whenever you are going to be performing the DML operations on your object records, then Salesforce has given few governor limits over here. What are those governor limits that we have inside your DML statements? Now let's see. The first limitation is, already this DML statement limitation. During that ORM concept already we have discussed. So whenever I'm going to be utilizing the DML statements like as insert, update, delete, undelete, upsert, match, 6 DML statements. So upon using these DML statements to perform the operations in a single transaction, we can use maximum of 150 DML statements. We can use maximum of 150 DML statements per transaction, not more than that. When you try to use more than 150 DML statements per transaction, then Salesforce is going to be hitting the governor limit and it will be causing an exception, system.limit exception, too many DML statements, 151. Okay, whenever you are trying to be utilizing more than 150 DML statements, a combination of all, not only all are insert. Okay, it's a combination of insert, update, delete, undelete, upsert, match. Combination of all these statements, if you are using more than 150 in one transaction, Salesforce will be hitting the governor limit. It is going to be raising an exception, system.limit exception, too many DML statements, 151. Okay, so we can use maximum of 150 DML statements per transaction. If the user tries to use more than 150 DML statements inside a transaction, then Salesforce will raise an exception. System.limit exception. System.limit exception. Too many DML statements. 151. Whenever if the user is trying to be utilizing more than 150 DML statements, then Salesforce is going to be hitting the governor limit. It will be raising an exception called as system.limit exception. Too many DML statements, 151, and it will be aborting your transaction. and it will abort the transaction. Aborting the transaction means it will roll back that all the operations whatever we did. Next. And then by using each DML statement, how many records we can process? By using this each and every DML statement, it may be insert, update, delete, whatever. By using each DML statement, we can process maximum of 10,000 records at a time. At a time, we can process maximum of 10,000 records, not more than that. Each DML statement can process maximum of 10,000 records. Each DML statement can process maximum of 10,000 records at a time, not more than that. So in this case, what happened? Upon performing the DML operations on your object records, we have to keep in mind these ground limits. Okay, we have to keep in mind these ground limits. Like we can use maximum of 150 DML statements per transaction, or else it will be canceling your transaction, and it is going to be canceling all your previous operations, and then by giving this exception message, system.limit exception, too many DML statements 151. And upon performing the operations on the object records through DML statements, each DML statement can process maximum of 10,000 records, not more than that. That is the limitation given by Salesforce. Whenever if you are processing more number of records, it will divide these records to various small pieces called as batches. When you try to process more than 10,000 records, it will use a batch programming internally. So these records will be divided into the various small batches. It will process those records internally. Okay, now. So now here in this case, now. So whenever we are using the DML statements, we have to follow the best practice. What is the best practice we need to use? Don't write any DML statements inside the function. That means always avoid the usage of DML statements inside the for loop. Why? Because if the for loop is repeating for 150 times, then fine, no problem. If the for loop is repeating for more than 150 times, it will be hitting the donor limit, which will cross the donor limit. It will be raising that exception. Okay. Now, as a best practice, always it is recommended to avoid the usage of DML statements inside the for loop. Don't write any DML statements inside the for loop. Always we have to write these DML statements outside the for loop. This is the most important best practice which we used to follow in order to avoid these exceptions. It's a common question in most of the interviews. So now upon implementing the project, upon writing the code, what are the various exceptions that you're facing? It's a common question. So at that time, you should be able to explain what are the various exceptions that you have faced. You should be able to explain like as math exceptions, query exception, list exception, and then we are having too many SOQ limit exception, and then we are using file not found exception, null pointer exception, call out exception. Like that, so many exceptions are available. Mixed DML operation exception, view state exception. Like that, so many exceptions are available. We'll see during that exception handling mechanism concept, we'll see how to handle these exceptions also, which may be getting arised, okay, while running your application code. Okay, now this is one of the best practice we have to follow whenever we are going to be using this DML statements inside your Apex programming language. Then how to use this DML statements, we'll see practically from tomorrow onwards. From tomorrow onwards, we'll see each and every DML statement one by one. Insert already we know. Okay, insert statement already we know. Even though I will give you one example on this insert statement, and then we'll see the delete statement, undelete statement, we'll see practically, and then if possible, merge also we'll see, and then update statement, and then upset statement we'll see in the next session. So that here within next 2 sessions, we are going to be completing the DML statements, and then we'll take one more session that is for database class methods, how to use that. Okay, so we are having 3 more sessions are there in order to complete this DML statement. Then we'll move forward to that concept called as email programming. Okay, so tomorrow
Yes.
we have the session as usual. Okay, the same timing, and
Sir.
started tomorrow Thursday, right? Okay, tomorrow day after tomorrow we have the sessions. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, is it necessary to start the integration parallel with this development? Because as we are already lagging in the admin section, we are yet to complete the practice session of security.
Okay.
It is going up like a pile of, things we are yet to practice.
Okay, but we have to spend some time separately, madam, because here, so whenever we are going to be starting the admin in the from the middle of the development itself, we'll be starting the development. Sorry, integration also, because that will be only on Saturday and Sundays, right? So that's what here we are going to starting that integration in the middle of the development. For every batch, we used to follow the same. But
Sir,
there is
if
no
we are
collision over
having,
there. There is no conflict over there. If there is any conflict, then I won't start that.
yeah. If you're having any issues in security, then
Hmm.
when we can ask you?
Yeah, no problem. You can able to ask me. You can able to send that notification also to me, because I think you are having the WhatsApp group also. Then just you can able to post inside that. Okay, whatever the issues you are facing, just you can able to post that error message also along with the screenshot. I want that screenshot also. I need to understand what is the problem, so that I can able to give the response back to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Firoz,
Sir, did we complete everything in SQL, sir?